Hello everybody, welcome to Manifesting with me, Lee, where I get to share my manifestation tips with you according to my experience in the hopes of helping you to manifest whatever you want. And as we all know, what you want the most is the SP, isn't it? Most of you just want to manifest love, and you can definitely manifest love, but there are certain things that can definitely block your manifestation or delay it. A better word, right? Delay your manifestation, you manifesting your SP. And I looked at my journey of manifesting my SP. I manifested my SP about 3 years back now. It's been getting to 3 years ago. It's 2021. It was the end of 2021 in November. I remember very well. And so there were things during my journey that I did that would just delay or block my manifestation, and I feel like I should have manifested my SP sooner had I practiced or avoided doing these three things. Okay, one of them, number one, is keeping the old story of my SP, and here I was writing affirmations about my SP, and then I would just, like, as soon as something happens or doesn't happen, like I would affirm for something, like my SP calls me every day, and as soon as my SP doesn't call me, I would give myself reasons that my SP, obviously, who was I to think that he would call me, because he's never really called me. He's always been lazy to call me. He's always told me that he doesn't like calling. So I kept the real, like, my experiences with him, the negative experiences that I had with my SP, I kept them alive as I was affirming for him. So those things, they were clashing, right? Whatever that I was doing something positive, but I was keeping it, the foundation, very negative. So obviously that is going to delay or stop the process as a whole, you guys. So I wasted so much time doing that. I'm affirming on the loop in the morning, but as soon as I go to bed, I didn't get a phone call, I didn't get a text. What did I do? I would go back. I'm like, okay, the negative story. Obviously, he won't call me. Probably he's with someone else. All the stuff that indicated that this guy was the prize and this guy didn't even like me. So I was loyal to the story, the negative narrative of my SP while I was affirming. So that definitely delayed that. And mind you, my SP will literally reflect everything negative that I was really holding dear to my heart. Why? Because I truly believed that is who he was, as much as I was affirming for him. So that was one of the things that really set me back. The second thing that also really played a part in delaying or blocking the manifestation of my SP when I could have gotten my SP sooner was really checking the 3D. I'm going to advise you, ladies and gentlemen, everyone, please, when you are manifesting for your specific person, you need to know what your triggers are. You really need to identify your triggers. Like, let's say, for instance, you are manifesting for communication with your SP, and a phone call or text messages, and then you start to check whether he called back. Maybe some of you will switch off the phone and do a manifestation technique, and then go back, and then you find that days go by, hours, days, weeks go by, months. Sometimes a year will go by and 2 will go by without you getting what you want, or a text or communication from your SP. And that's what happens when you check. So what I did was I used to check, I'd send him a text once a month because I would check, this guy is not texting me back. And I was like, while I was sending the text, I would automatically say, I know he's not going to text me back, but I'm texting anyway. So already I've put it out there that this guy is not going to text me back, and therefore he didn't text me back. Because I was expecting him not to text me back. I don't know what I was doing. I was playing games with myself, really. So, when I realized that, I keep checking, and never mind. The more I check, the more this guy doesn't call me back, the more this guy doesn't text me back. So I just decided that I'm gonna stop everything else. I'm gonna remove him from, mute him from my stories and Facebook, all the social media platforms that I was following. He was following me. I blocked everything. I restricted everything. So I was just like, nah. I didn't block him from calling or texting because I'm like, what? Let me keep that open, but I'm not going to check. I'm not going to text him. I'm not going to call him to check on how he's doing like I did. He's not doing that, so I'm not doing that for him. So I can only imagine it in my mind that he's doing it, but I'm not going to do it physically. So I blocked myself from, reaching out into the 3D, asking his friends about him. I literally just went into a bubble where I created a world where just me and my SP exist and is doing everything else that I want him to do. But the reality, even though it didn't really reflect what I was thinking at that time, it took time because I had to transition. I just stayed away from everything that made me feel like I need to run after this guy. Everything that made me feel like I'm chasing him, I'm chasing his attention, I'm running after him. If it felt like it deep down, I was not gonna do it. I'm like, it's probably running after him. If it feels like I'm running after him, it's probably because I am running after him. So I'm gonna stop all this nonsense. So I did. And when I did, I started focusing more on my story that I was creating about him. So then, improvements started to happen, progress started to happen when I became loyal to the story that I was creating more than what he used to reflect. Then the third one, guys, was the inner conversations. Yeah. Ish. The inner conversations, the negative inner conversations, guys. Imagining having a conversation with your friend about your SP. Or imagining having a conversation with your SP and that conversation does not go in your favor. Why then are you wasting your time? Why am I wasting my time imagining a situation where I'm fighting with my SP in my mind? Like I would literally start a nice little thought in my head where my SP and I are talking, and the next thing, me and my SP are arguing. Why didn't you call me? Like in my mind, I would start asking, why didn't you call me? Why did you do this to me? Why did you treat me that way? I'm like, then that means that I'm still not there yet. If I'm having those feelings of when he comes back, this is what I'm gonna ask him. Why did you stay away? Why didn't you call me? Why didn't you return my text and my, you know what? Then I still need work to do. So the triggers and everything else that I was feeling was a signal to me that I need to persist in this particular area. So I stopped beating myself over reflecting all these negative things that I was doing. And I started taking that, it's a sign that I need to persist more. It's a sign that I need to persist more in the visualization or in the affirmation or in the new story. I need to persist. Every time I'm dealing with something negative, I took it as a sign that, okay, this is my area of improvement. So don't beat yourself up over it if you found that, you're still sticking to these 3 things that you're doing. Checking the phones, staying loyal to the old story, having negative inner conversations. Those 3 things can really delay. They are the biggest causes of delays, guys. They're the biggest causes of hot and cold behavior, hot and cold feelings. They are the ones that prevent you from getting in the vibration of having received what you want from your SP. It's not impossible to manifest an SP. It's just that we have to be persistent in the new story and be patient. Without patience, we are not going to make it in this journey. You're gonna chop and change even when something was just around the corner. To manifest, you will just give up and have that attitude of I'm done. Remember, this is a lifestyle thing. This is what you want for the rest of your life. So why would you give up on something that you truly, truly want? So then ask yourself before you start your manifestation journey, is this what I truly want? And just because you experience a couple of hiccups and difficulties and delays and things are not going as fast as you want, understand that it takes time to learn a new trick. It takes time to change your mindset which has been a part of who you are since you were born. And now you think just by in a month you can change it. Of course it's possible to change it, but if it doesn't happen in a month, give yourself time. Be patient, because this is what you want. This is what you love. Don't give up on the things that you love. Don't give up on the future that you want to have with whomever that you want to have it with. Okay? So avoid those 3 things and you will see your manifestation process speeding up a whole lot more if you do the opposite of these 2 things, which is literally just persisting in the new story and never giving up. No matter what happens, you are allowed to have bad days, but don't stay there. You need to get up and continue the journey. All right, I hope this video will be enough to help you. Remember, don't just listen, apply, and I will see you on the other side of consistency. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. Please subscribe. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys. I love you. Take care of yourself. See you in the next video.